War in the East, war in the West, war up north, war down south. No, y'all, me no say war no more. Look at what we've done to ourselves because of three men especially. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and Ahmadu Bello. Can you please disagree with me if the reason we're killing ourselves today is not because of these three men? I don't say that to criticize these three men. I say that to say, if Zeke did something to Awolowo, would Yoruba stop seeing it as what Igbos did to Awolowo and see that something stupid that Zeke did? If Awolowo did something to Azikiwe, can Igbos take a step back and stop seeing it as something that Awolowo did to Igbo people as a whole? If Ahmadu Bello said something very discriminating, can we see it as something Ahmadu Bello said that discriminated against Igbos or the rest of the country, and not something Fulanese and Hausas did against the rest of the country? That could be a beginning point for our healing. The reason I say this is that when you go on social media, most of the indictment of whoever we indict, whether it's Yorubas indicting Igbos or Igbos indicting Yorubas, is typically based on what they said Zeke did to Awolowo or what Igbos say that Awolowo did to Zeke. The same thing applies when there is a coup in which Nzogu was responsible for killing Ahmadu Bello and Danjuma is responsible for killing Aguiyi Ironsi, and Onwatuegwu is responsible for killing Adamolekun, Brigadier Adamolekun. Why don't we see it as radical army officers doing radical things the way army officers do things? None of these people consulted with their people. He did what was politically expedient for him as a person. When the Igbo army officers erred, they did what was expedient for their immediate interest at the time. The day we learn to see that when Fred Nwankwo does or says something against Tinubu, it's not Igbos saying it, it's Fred Nwankwo saying what he feels. Because some Yorubas are saying the same thing about Tinubu and they're not being seen as anti-Yoruba. So why are Igbos being seen as anti-Yoruba if Fred Nwankwo says something wrong? That's just food for thought. The war has to stop somewhere. I'm putting out an olive branch to all Nigerians, and I'm doing it symbolically on behalf of all Nigerians. Hello, everybody. Once again, this is Fred Nwankwo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Island TV. And as usual, I like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you are around the world. Yesterday, we celebrated our Independence Day, 64 years. Around the world, in most places, when they celebrate independence, it's a thing of joy. In Nigeria's case, I don't know about you, but for me, it's a thing of sadness. I'll be very soft in my critical discussions today because it's my way of trying to prick the conscience of the Nigerians who think this Nigeria is working for them. Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government working for you? David Hundeyin, Africa's #1 investigative journalist, 2 or 3 days ago came out with another interview where he talked about the ton of evidence that just came out again about Bola Ahmed Tinubu's dirty laundry in the United States. As Nigerians, forget tribe. Let's leave tribe out of this. Are we proud that an indicted drug dealer is the president of our country? Let me show you where we started on Independence Day. And then I'll talk about where we've gotten and what we've become. It calls for tears, not celebration.
1960 October, now the battle is over. This the date we've been waiting to celebrate. Nigeria is free. Balewa,
free.
Azikwe,
free.
Our law was a downer.
Nigeria is free.
October 1, 1960 was a day to jubilate in Nigeria. The Independence Queen was crowned. There was festivities going on everywhere. Traffic was flowing. There was no traffic jam. Traffic lights worked. There was a lot of pomp and pageantry all over the country. People were excited. People had hope. We were Nigerians. We were not Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas, Fulanis, Edos, Ibibios. We were Nigerians. As the colonial masters celebrated with us, everybody had a good time. There was abundance of fun, dancing. The princess who was there danced with everybody, danced with Nigerians, danced with the British that came. Everybody was there celebrating. Nigeria was projected to become the giant of Africa, the African nation that will bring hope to the continent. The leaders we had, at least on this day, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, Obafemi Awolowo, Ahmadu Bello, and the rest of them. Everybody was dancing. You had Yoruba traditional things. You had Igbo Bokiti. In the north, they had their horse activities. Little did we know that these same leaders that brought us independence will end up selfishly feuding and doing everything contrary to what brought independence to our country. So now where do we go from here? It's very simple. Politically, we've been dumb. Why should a Yoruba person continue to hate his Igbo neighbor that has done nothing to him personally? And they've been together for 10, 20 years. Why do you hate him for what Azikiwe did? Why does an Igbo person continue to hate a Yoruba person for what he perceived Awolowo did? Why are Yorubas blaming Igbos for what Nzogu and some army officers did? No ordinary Igbo man was consulted when these things were done. No ordinary Yoruba person was consulted when Awolowo approved for Igbo accounts to be frozen and to give $20 to everybody. If Nigeria must survive, we must learn how to see ourselves the way we saw ourselves on October 1st, 1960. That's why people like Victor Olaiya spent his 50s in Igbo land and it didn't mean anything to him. He didn't feel he was in a foreign land. By the time Victor Olaiya returned to Lagos in the late 50s or early 60s, he was tribally blind. He made songs in Igbo and I still enjoy those songs till today. That's why Odumegwu Ojukwu, who fought the Biafran War, not against Yoruba people, not against Fulani people, but against the policies of Nigeria. That's why he never saw Yorubas as his enemies. He spoke fluent Yoruba. Yours truly, me. Almost in every edition, I'm bashing Tinubu and I'm bashing Yoruba bigots and I'm bashing Bayo Ononuga and I'm bashing Dele Alake. Those are individual targets for what they did. And I have evidence to show what they do. But I'm not bashing Yoruba people. Yoruba people didn't do anything to me. I started school in Lagos, government demonstration school, Surulere, Lagos, on Olorogun Road. If you cross across, you get into Western Avenue and cross into the police barracks. My father was the assistant principal at Teachers Training College, Surulere. My sisters went to government demonstration school. My sisters went to Queen's College, Lagos. I left Lagos for the United States. I have nothing against Yorubas, but I'm unapologetic about what I have against Tinubu. And any Nigerian who believes in equity and fairness cannot support Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But even with that said, even though he stole the election, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu's policies starting today starts to be equitable and fair to every Nigerian, I'll forget his tomfoolery of the last year and a half. All we're seeking is a Nigeria that works. We have nothing to celebrate today. We had nothing to celebrate yesterday. But can we agree to leave tribalism and bigotry alone and learn how to build things that we can all celebrate as fellow countrymen and women? I started out this edition bitter. In the middle, I said I shouldn't be bitter. Let me be conciliatory towards everybody who wants to build a Nigeria that works. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Fred Nwankwo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Allen TV. And until next time, good night and God bless.
Onye mazolo bio akwa nwa zoro bio Max ibia bunye gokwanu mo no fube nazo ulaga ni biazugo mmanwu ulaga do ni biazugo akwa nwa wilochi o biko rapuzo kona bazia
Never be kitchen for I'm a Guamnica go here. Well, you work well he catch your mother. Hey, you want? A dog can never be kitchen for I'm a Guamnica go here. Well, you work well he catch your mother. Hey, you want? Eku kampune kene Omogo ndi nso Chukwu emeka lumo ike chukwu negaje Esi nwanne m ekene dị ịlapụlụ ife niile na-eme wee bịa nke gosili na anyị na gị bụ nwanne wisdom ga-adị ka nye gị maịkị ka ogobanya bụ egwu isili mmaksi ọ bụ na-etiri egwu a malụkwa malụ n'imego m ife ọjọọ wee sị gị nwanne m ife ọkụ na ịchọlụ na ngeme wisdom onume ekene gị gbamanwe iyo biko lapụ na-abasị ya
Zoro, 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 zoro. Duru joy na bugwa Hausa Sokoto Ujembe nwilo Anu solo nwe manofia nara Onye nwuro zuru ike